Let's face it, surfing is hard and can feel discouraging, especially if you fall in one of the top 3 traps to surf progression. With the right attitude, expectations, and knowledge, surfing can also be very enjoyable. You can't control the ocean and the limited practice opportunities it provides, but there are other things that you can avoid to improve your surfing faster. After over a decade of teaching people how to progress in their surfing, we have a good understanding of what typically prevents surfers from stepping up their surfing. In this video, we are going to cover the top 3 traps to surf progression and explain how to avoid them. Let's start with using the wrong equipment, as very few things can block a surfer's progression as much as surfing the wrong surfboard. For a beginner, it can make the difference between surfing 0 or 20 waves during a session. For intermediates, it can be why they struggle to keep up with the waves' peeling speed or can't carve properly. At the beginner level, you need to understand the importance of the overall size of your surfboard. A bigger surfboard is more stable and floats more. Surfers can get away with having their feet off-centered on bigger surfboards. Learning on a small board is difficult because novices wipe out each time their feet land in the wrong spot, which is quite frequent at the start. In addition, small surfboards don't float as much. This means more of the surfer's body is underwater on a small board compared to a bigger one. More body underwater equals more drag, leading to a much slower paddling speed. This makes it much harder to catch unbroken waves. The wrong equipment can also hinder the progression of intermediate surfers. Many surfers get tricked into riding smaller surfboards because they feel more responsive, especially at a low intermediate level. Indeed, small boards react faster to a surfer's weight distribution, but it doesn't help their carving technique. It usually hurts it. By riding a bigger board, surfers are forced to adjust their stance and distribute their weight properly in order to turn. They can't just cheat by swinging their board around with a bad technique like they could on a small board. There's much more to consider than the overall size of the surfboard. Learning about the rocker, outline, bottom contour, fins, and more at the intermediate level will help you decide which surfboard to ride in different conditions and ultimately help you have more fun and progress faster. If you are serious about wanting to learn to surf, you're going to need structure. We've built a quiz to help you identify your surf level and the techniques you should focus on. By taking the quiz, you will understand where you currently stand and what techniques you need to improve on. Get a clear idea of the techniques you need to master to reach the next level. Access our exclusive mini course tailored to your surf level, providing the best tips for you right now. Don't waste time in guessing. Take our quiz and build a solid foundation for faster surfing progression. Look for the link to the quiz in the description below. Second, there's surfing at the wrong locations. As mentioned, surfing conditions can be fickle. When there's finally waves around and you get the opportunity to practice, you want to make sure you go to the right spot for your experience level. It is not always obvious for novice surfers to find the best places for them to surf. A lot comes into choosing the surf spot for any given day. The swell in its direction, the wind, the tide, the crowd, the bottom contour, and more. Understanding how those elements affect how the waves break is key. For example, grasping how the bottom contour affects waves, meaning how waves break differently depending on whether the bottom goes from deep water to shallow water quickly or gradually, can help you decide which surf spot is best for you. Sometimes a spot may be very crowded because surfers are looking for more powerful waves. But there may be other spots or locations that are less busy where the waves peel more gently and are more suitable for you. By learning about surf conditions, you'll gradually be able to choose spots that can block winds from certain directions, know which works best with a specific swell size or direction, or where to go when it is very high tide. This knowledge will help you surf in better conditions, resulting in a more enjoyable and efficient practice. Also, just like there are world-class waves for advanced surfers, there are also world-class waves for beginners and intermediates. Understanding this and planning your future surf trips accordingly could play a major role in your progression. If you are serious about learning to surf properly, you should get feedback from an experienced friend or surf coach. Getting feedback means testing your knowledge, asking questions, and ideally, getting videos of your surfing every once in a while so that you can get technical advice. If you've never seen yourself surfing on video before, this is almost certainly a way to unblock your progression. What you think you are doing in the water and what you're actually doing are often two different things. It is usually harder to unlearn bad habits than to learn the proper technique in the first place. Videos is the best tool to avoid or eliminate bad habits, which is the key to improving your surfing. If you want to tackle these issues, you may want to check out our online surf coaching platform. You'll access structured courses with high-quality video tutorials helping you acquire the knowledge you need on surfing equipment, surf conditions and spots, surf techniques, and more. You will also access quizzes to test your knowledge and key elements to help you focus, making your practice more efficient. You can even get feedback from our surf coaches through the discussion section. If you prefer in-person coaching, check out our surf retreats. We coach beginner and intermediate surfers one-on-one with video analysis on some of the most consistent surf spots worldwide, in Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and the Mentawais. The links are in the description below.